Let's go. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you how to play drums with keyboard. So if you have your keyboard with you, you select a keyboard voice, a drum keyboard voice. So every keyboard has a drum sound. So you go to drum kits from your 128 or wherever you're going to sit. So I'm going to teach you how you can play drums with your keyboard. So on your keyboard, you might not see this layout, but I've done the layout on this screen. So this is kick. So kick is always here. So make sure your transpose is on 0. Once it's on 0, so your kick will be here. Your snare 1 will be here. Your snare 2 will be here. You have your tom 1, you have your tom 2, you have your tom 3, you have your tom 4, tom 5, tom 6. So with time, you start rehearsing with it, and before you know, you get pro. So you can even play drums without any drummer, just like this. So with time, you now become a professional, you understand. So you can now play, like most of the drums you hear in my sound, I created them. So I'm going to teach you how you can play some few groups. So first things first, I used to play drums years back. I used to play drums before I switched and say, okay, I'm going to I play the keyboard and I like the keyboard, but I still have some skills in drums. So keep getting better. This wasn't the way I was sounding. I wasn't sounding like this. If you have your headset, you will enjoy this sound so much. I'm telling you. So with keyboard drumming, I can play any kind of drum I want. All I need is just to get the particular software I want, and I have my drums. So with me, I have Tama drums, I have DLW drums, I have DB drums, I have Yamaha drums, I have a lot of drums. I have over 30 different drum packs that fits what I want to do. I also have drums for rock music, Makossa music, different classical, so different drums. So instead of in a real life situation where I have to be tuning, going to buy different drums, you see, it gives me that options, and that's what you have in the music production world. Okay? So that's what you have in the music production world, you understand? It's very tricky. So I'm going to teach you some tips you can try. So the first thing you do is when you go to your drums, if you go to your keyboard, you see your drum side, you see when you go to your voices, there's where they have drum kits. So look for drum kits and select it. You can select studio kits. It is STD kits. I think that one is ID. There is club kits. Well, I prefer you select studio kit because that's better. So now, in your keyboard, this is how it's aligned. Your key C is your kick. Your snare is D. Your snare 2 is E. Your tom 1, you see, this is how it is. This is tom 1. Then your tom 2, this is tom 3. This is tom 4. Tom 5. This is tom 6. Then this one is open hi-hat. So you have your open hi-hat. Then this one is where you have your closed hi-hat. Then this is where you have your bell. I think that's the essential ones. This is where you have your rim. Then this is where you have your clash. Well, I didn't. So these other places you can have other stuff, but I didn't see it as necessary to do. So let's try with a very simple groove of just a simple worship groove. So you can do something like this. So you're just doing tap, 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 then kick, snare, kick, snare. Why this one is steady? See? Very easy. And you can now play. Now you can decide to get steady with the hi-hat. So you can start in. Now to add some feelings in your drum, you can add a tom or this. So you can just to even spice it up, to make it sound more real, you can add this guy, open hi-hat, so something like this. You see? Very lovely groove. They add a very simple rule. So you see, you just learned how to play drums with keyboard right away. You understand? You just learned how to play drum. Very easy. With this simple one, you can now start progressing, become more advanced. So very simple, just to then you have kick, snare, kick, snare. Where you have your hi-hat, kick. Now open hi-hat here, so do. They can get. That's for another day. Now let's get more complex. Now we've shown how to play a simple one. If you want to play something like Makossa, you can do something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have your steady kick. This is it. So at the 5, hit the 5 on your snare too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Now let's make it sound more real. Add your snare with your open hi-hat. Each time you hit your snare, hit it together with your open hi-hat. So it's going to sound something like this. Perfect. Now you can decide to add some minors, some feelings with your thumb. So you can do something like this. So when you do the first one snare, second one snare, the third one do together with, you do it snare, open hi-hat and your thumb 6 and your thumb 5. So something like this. So something 1, 2. So you see. Very nice. In fact, if you can play your drums like this, you won't have any issue with no drummer. There's no drummer in your church you can actually play. So that's how I've shown you how to play worship. I've shown you how to play praise. Then you can now start. This is more like the basic ones. Then, if you want to play something like Aria, you can play something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How will I do that reading? Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This for area. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So your kick is in 1. Now, anytime I do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, at the 4 you hit this. So you see? Now hit your snare together with your hi-hat, your open hi-hat here. So same principle, just that the timing is different. Now try hit the first one, second one, third one, hit it with the thumb, so something like this. Yeah. So now you now know how to hold a groove with your okay, someone is saying reggae. Okay, now let me show you for reggae. Very easy. Do you have these keyboards and you have the drum sound on your keyboard? All keyboard have it. Just go to, because see, one thing I see, some people have keyboard, they don't even know the use of keyboard. They think just to carry grand piano, carry jazz guitar, you play. No. There are a lot of things here. The one said that is even funny, people that have workstations, people that have SX series, PSRS series, and they're only using it to just play regular keyboard. You don't even know what you have. You're joking. If you cannot use it, dash me. I'll show you how to use it. Now for reggae, it's very easy. You're doing something like this. You're just doing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Then while your kick is doing 1. So you see, this is for reggae. So when you do, you're not doing 1 2 1 2. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. For reggae, let's go. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You can decide to make your kick steady. Now you can decide to do your snare the same time with your open hi-hat, so it sounds more realistic. So now you now know how to play reggae, araria, makusa, and worship. Now the next thing you want to do is now you now start thinking of, okay, how do you now create rules? So rolling, that's the next thing that you have to start thinking of creating. Do you understand? So now you can create it. Okay? You will not know how important this thing is, but maybe in the future you understand. Especially those people that want to transition into keyboard, that want to transition into music production. It's very, very essential for you. Do you understand? A lot of people waste money, or I will not say waste. Everything depends on your kind of style. They go and buy drum pad. Spend millions of naira, buy drum pad. When you can actually use your keyboard for drum pad, you can align all your keyboard, align all your something in drum pad. Why spending million, 2 million, 1 million to go and buy drum pad that have all the... Now, let me show you an example of a drum pad. Let me show you an example of a drum pad. Okay, so this is... Oops. Okay, so I'll show you an example of the drum pad. You see, this is a drum pad. This is FPC, and this is a drum pad. You see it right here. So this thing you see on this screen is a drum pad. So why spend hundreds of thousands and the rest when you can actually do... Oops, what's this one that is writing creating area loops live? I'm not creating any area loops. I'm playing drums. Okay, so that's a drum pad. So let's go back. So you can actually keyboard drum and make it sound very nice and beautiful. So now, next thing you're thinking of now is rolling. So let's start for a simple rolling for worship. Then I'll go for a simple rolling for praise and the rest. So don't forget, we'll have a class by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I'll be teaching you on how to find the key of a singer very fast. Like, not very fast, but the perfect way and the most professional way to find the singer. So make sure you're on time. 9 o'clock, be there. But so let's continue our class. And this is it. So we have our drum for worship. Remember what I showed you for worship? Do that because you're just starting again. And in some real life situation, you don't have to play this noise. It's not good, actually. I'm just catching fun, and that's why. So just think of a simple roll. Doom. What I do, you can compose with your mouth. I always do that. So I can do doom, doom, ka, doom, 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 dish. So I'm to do doom, doom, ka, doom, doom. Very simple. You can do doom, doom, ka, doom, 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 doom. Yes. Very easy rolling. Not something too complex. Then before you now start upgrading and doing something like this. Something like this. What I was playing. So you get there, you can get free and that. So that's rolling. So now let's go for praise. So if you're doing simple rolls. So start from your thumb. So you get. But me, I advise when you're doing keyboard drumming for praise, most times try to do feelings with your thumb once in a while. So something like this. See? You can even do this Yoruba kind of drum. Very easy, you can do something like that. So when you go for reggae, reggae is just very simple. Actually, there's no particular way you can just show. Most of the rolling is based off your creativity. But how you can help yourself is that you can look out for live drums. Now, this is what happens when you go to listen to a band. When you see yourself listening to a band, don't just listen to the keyboardist playing. Especially if you're a keyboardist and you have the mindset of being into music production in future or having an idea in music production. Listen to the whole coordination of the music. You might not need that information now, but in the next 10 years, you might need it. Listen, how is the bassist playing? How is the lead guitarist playing? How are they harmonizing? How is the drummer playing? What kind of groove? Don't just listen to the keyboardists. Listen to everybody. Listen to what they are doing. There was a particular rolling. Oh, you like this rolling. Now, let me give you one big secret now. When do you roll as a drummer self? Maybe you're doing keyboard drumming or you're producing for somebody or you want to do your music. You only roll when you want to introduce something. Get it? Because some drummers are very noisy. So eventually, since you want to keyboard drum now, I'll tell you when to roll. Rolling is only meant for when you want to either introduce something or probably want to end something, but most times to introduce something. So it's either you're rolling to introduce a chorus, you're switching from a verse to a chorus, you do a roll. Or you do a roll when you're switching from a chorus to a verse. Or you do a roll when you're switching from an intro to a verse. You don't just stay between a verse and you start rolling. Why that if I slap you, eh? That's why they used to stone some people, but some drummers can be funny. It's not about how skillful you are. So when you now have all this knowledge as a keyboardist, that's why I say go and learn keyboard drumming to help you. You'll be able to help the drummers. Some drummers some drummers can't even work in the studio because they are too noisy. So you only do a rolling when you want to introduce something. Then, what do you ask yourself? What are those sort of small things they used to play? You understand? You now say, okay, what are those small things they used to play? It's very easy. Those small things that you can add, they are called feelings. You understand? They are called feelings. They are no rules. Feeling is different from rule. If I do something like this, Watch you. I want to do feelings now. All these things are feeling. The main groove of the music is. It's the same thing with piano actually when you're even playing keyboard. In playing keyboard, you have your simple groove which is there, which you must maintain. This is the groove. I promise you, if you can only even play a groove, you've held down the music, you always be having shows. And those people that scatter everywhere. So if you do this, you're doing feelings. This is feeling. This is feelings. This is feeling. This is feelings. It's not raw. This is feeling. Now this is rolling. I want to go to rolling. You see what happens? That thing I'm doing is rolling. It means I want to tell you that something want to change. So most times, as a drummer, or when you even start doing your keyboard drumming, or in your church, or anywhere you want to do your keyboard drumming, or if you meet a like this, you're rolling. Professional, your rolling means something is changing about the sound. It's like a description, it's like a call to tell people that something is changing, you understand? Something is changing within the sound. Like if I'm playing this groove, either you want to change groove, you understand? Either you want to change groove or you want to do something. You don't just roll like that. There must be a reason. You can do feelings, that's nice, feel up the music, but you don't just roll. You're rolling, there must be a reason. For example, if I'm playing this particular groove, and I want to change the groove, I can roll. You see what happened now? So at each row, I'm changing groove of the music. Not you do your row, you still come back, you do your row. No, it's not even cool. And when you have a real life situation where someone is singing, only do rows when you want to switch from chorus to verse, or from verse to chorus, or from one music to another music. Then you do your feelings and the rest. So with this, you have a very good keyboard drum. And you now know how to keep a drum. So I'm going to see you by 9 o'clock for our piano tutorial on how to find key of a singer and any song. Very simple. Let's enjoy some drum. See, now look, I can play all these things real life. For where, if you give me real life drum, I cannot play this thing. No. I'll do, at least I can try. I can play more than you, real life. I can play more than you. I know. I'll see you guys later. Bye.